When you think of poverty alleviation, one of the most obvious things, which is nature, is one of the least things that come to mind. So the mission was to go to Yunnan in southwest China to understand what ecological poverty alleviation is. We spent 5 days in Diqing, and it was such an incredible experience. There was laughter, there was pain, there was agony, there were a lot of surprises, there was a lot of knowledge. So I just arrived to Xiaoruo village, and I'm supposed to meet with my teacher for the next few days. The guy I'll be shadowing, his name is Sambu, but I don't know where to find him. I see a China post here and then a police station, but not the gate that he told me about. So I will just give him a call, see where he is. 你好，三步。哦，你好。我是龙哥。哦，龙哥你好，你好。从那里再往前走50米嘛。Okay, okay. 哎，你好，你好，你好，你好，欢迎到霞岛来。谢谢。坐这里，坐。哦，谢谢。我来这里，因为这个生态扶贫，对这个事情我有感兴趣。哦。但是我不知道这个是什么意思。
第一个是我们护理业的保护，像慈考堂那里就有88名生态护理员，生态护理也是建档立看护，1年给他8000块。我们这个单位还最主要是有些项目，我们这几天要去我们这里巡山巡护，还有是我们要去分发一些物资，那你就跟着我去嘛，这一次，好吧
Okay. He told me to meet him again at the headquarters very early in the morning because we were setting out to the forest. So many bags, but at least I don't have to worry about my backpack for the next hour until we get to the forest. And then the struggle begins. So just our luck. Hopefully we don't have to wait for long before this is fixed. As we were waiting, I saw a group of cows just passing us. They might get a priority pass first. VIP. When we got to the foot of the mountain, forest rangers were actually waiting for us. And basically the forest rangers are locals from impoverished households.
我们到了。
好好。大家好。
我今天那个带了一个我的外国朋友，这是我们的护理员。
啊，你好，你好，你好。
龙哥，你们喊他龙哥。对，都是我们的护理员。
哎，你好，你好。
做上课嘛，那个我们的工作人员跟我一起来的，一定要安全的上课，安全的下来，不要单独的课，单独的课那都是危险。
This is quite serious business because that's how they monitor the life inside the forest and see whether the animals are multiplying, whether there's killing of animals, and so we'll see how it goes. The forest rangers have been offered this job as a way to help them increase their income. Their job is to take care of the forest. I think everyone was just like panting and huffing and puffing and wanted to take a break, but they were just sprinting up and down.
我们几个一路上看着去，看看有没有发现，慢慢走。等一下到那边跟他们汇合。
We're hearing the sounds of a bird. We don't know which bird exactly. Shanari. We're putting the coordinates of where we found that bird. Sinya.
刚才那个叫的。
Okay. We're at an altitude of 2,805 meters above sea level. It's a lot. Ooh, sorry. It's a bit cool, the air. It's a bit fresh. That's because I think it's the trees.
这个就你一定要记住，云南虎斗山，这个是最有名的，我们这里，
为什么有名？
因为它是国家一级保护植物。
Being with a team of people who have done this so many times, it was I either push myself to the limit and try to keep up with them, or I would just be left behind.
我们等一下的一个休息点了，那里面的资源也是很丰富，再坚持4个小时到5个小时就到了。
5个小时。
对对对，
还有5个小时。
对，比较远，但我们坚持。
5 more hours to go. That's a challenge, but I think I'm up for it. Success! But my shoes and my socks are wet. Extremely wet. Just look at this beautiful place. That's where we're going to spend the night. We were supposed to spend it on top of the mountain, but apparently we're running late. And so I was told that we will just settle at the foot of the mountain. And I have a little bit of catching up to do, so off I go. I started to think about the warning sign that I saw earlier in our trek. I don't really want to take any chances. So I decided, and this is quite a silly idea, to just hold that stick just in case. Oh wow, look at this. Look how big this mushroom is. So cool, refreshing, so beautiful, so beautiful. Hey. Oh, okay, I see them there. For a second, I saw something white, and I was like, is this a wolf? Okay. Like, and you know, I lost my stick, and I'm defenseless against the wolf. And then I looked carefully, and then it turned out to be, I think it's one of the members of our team. I mean, I hope it is.
The forest rangers had arrived there earlier and already starting to prep for the dinner.
我们要做法，但是我们只找刚才。
He said that they will make sure that they would put it off completely before we move on. So they're not taking any chances, but at the same time, that's not the first time that they've done it, so they know exactly what they're doing.
这个是我们刚才我们的护理员从山上刚刚采下来的，
Oh wow.
味道相当好。我们以前来的时候经常吃。
Meat was essential, and what they did is they brought with them this slab of pork that has been cured underground for 2 to 3 years. They were very creative choosing the ingredients that they needed to bring with them.
好吃吗？
这个可以。The rangers can spend over 10 days at once in the forest, and so cooking is a necessary skill that keeps them fueled and able to carry out their duties. Despite how tired everyone is, it's been quite a pleasant party.
你为什么觉得我们必须保护森林、保护自然？
我们这边的话是泥石流比较严重，像我们把这一片山保护好了，哎，这一片山就是不会让泥石流就下来，它会把那些全部打在上面。生态护理还有其他老百姓也很愿意来保护这边，因为他们可以找虫草，也可以找松茸、芽肚苣，包括刚才我们吃的那个菌类。
你为什么选择这个工作？为什么你没有去外面打工？
第一个原因是因为我大学学的就是森林资源保护专业，第二个可以近距离的跟我们的老百姓接触，可以跟他学习到很多东西，也可以尽我的能力，对吧？给他们带来很多的帮助。
现在睡觉在这里，你觉得有没有危险？
像我们今天这么多人的话是没有危险，如果一个人的话很危险，晚上就会被那些熊、狼会被他们叼走，很多我们这边发生过很多那样的事情，所以我们为什么要生这个火？有火他们就不敢来。我跟他一起遇到过熊。啊，的结果今天就这一点休息够啊，大家都，因为明天还有很多事情要做，今天要早点。对。
I feel tired. I can feel a little bit of pain in my legs just because of all the hiking and climbing that we've done. And it really sucks that there's no signal here.
They were sleeping outside in the rough. They only had a sleeping bag.
有熊在这里，他们两个去把那个熊赶掉。
你们怎么知道有熊？
它叫了，你没听见吗？
这个没听见。
熊在快叫了，昨天晚上。
有可能害怕吗？
我们经常住在山上，习惯了。一般我们不去招惹他们，他们不会咬我们。
I don't know how they've done it. I just know that it was brave of them to do that for the safety of the rest of the team.
他们几个去这边骑车，你跟着我一起去骑。
Day 2 in the forest. We're setting out early in the morning, and it seems a little bit more challenging than yesterday because it's much steeper than the path that we took to our camping site. So we'll see how the day goes.
我们在这里就发现了一个足迹，它经常从这里上去，我们一定要把户外相机放在这里。动物来的时候，它就会拍了。
Okay. We found feces.
我们的护理员，他有足够的经验，因为他经常见，他就知道这是中华链里的粪便，我们要把他的粪便处理掉。
Okay.
对的，是为了防止有些人就因为见到他去打他。这里有一个你看这个熊，对，熊是国家二级保护动物。
这个是昨天的熊吗？
不是昨天的，它这个是可能是按这个情况应该是2个星期之前了。
We never know what we're gonna find out as we climb up, and it's such a tiring climb.
哦，对，你看，这里又发现了很多。
There's a lot of excrement here, and this is again for the animal that we saw the tracks earlier. We just found new droppings, and as you can see, there's different kinds. it's a deer. And then he pulled out his phone, and apparently he has a gallery of all these animals. I'm trying to catch my breath from this climb, and here the forest rangers are just sitting, chilling out as if it was a picnic. Superman right here. Superman. 4 of them.
我们发现了很多的动物足迹，说明这个地方动物很多。我们去找一下有没有铁丝扣，你跟着它。
好。
I try to learn from them because they have so much knowledge and they are very attuned with the forest around them, with the environment around them.
There's a cave. I don't think that this is where the bear could be hibernating or could be sleeping. It's a small cave. We're trying to find if there are any traps here so we can deactivate them. And I lost him, so I better hurry up.
前时候人家来拿去了。
Oh wow, 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 wow.
对，人来。
Okay.
很久以前了嘛，哥。说了。
We haven't found a trap yet, even after searching for quite some time here up in the mountain. But the Shofu here did find this old setup for a trap. And it's basically made of 2 pieces of wood, this one and this one right here. And that was part of a trap that no longer exists right now to hunt animals. He said that this is quite old, quite an interesting find, and thankfully it's no longer usable. The woods are sort of their second home. They spend a lot of time here trying to make sure that there's no fire, no illegal hunting. Hey, whoa, 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 whoa. I think that for them there's a passion to protect nature. Their relationship with nature is changing a little bit.
After getting out of the forest, I visited one of the forest rangers' house and I've learned an interesting story which I didn't know during the trip.
哎，对，就这一家，这个东西他以前打的。这是他以前打猎用的工具，猎人角色转为护理员的这个角色。
对，为什么有这样的变化？
以前是家里面真的很困难，那他们只能靠那个来吃饭，因为他要养活一家子。1983年以后，我们这里成了保护区，然后根据包括保护区的政策宣传，然后是包括国家的有些离改、草改、增加护理员名额等种种政策下来，然后他就积极的报名，申请当上这个护理员，他跟国家就说是。他山上走过很多，他知道的地方很多。
我有一个问题，他这个歌，他为什么现在还是在这里？
他们俺身边俺们这个光的是完了。
是嘛单嘛是个记住的话呢，我们个里不过我话呢开始对的么？我里是一号是。
他现在每次早上起来，他看到这个。他就想起以前的事情，但他每天早上做的第一件事情，对着他会磕头，就是给自己一个忏悔的机会，也时时刻刻就是提醒自己。
He said, so when I wake up every day, I remind myself of what I shouldn't be doing. And I think that was just extremely interesting and deeply insightful of him to say.
It's day 3 at work. We're back in town, and I'm trying to find Sambu to see what the day holds for us. Sambu! 是你的办公室。
对，我们昨天去的斯卡通在这里。我们这里有一个物资要给老百姓，就是你跟着我一起去发。
好。
然后是把老百姓的有些困难，我们记着。
there was a workshop where all the villagers were coming together so the officials and the forest rangers can communicate with them the ABC of how to protect the forest, raise a little bit of awareness.
The way he sees that is they take care of the villagers and then the villagers take care of the forest. And I just think that this relationship is quite interesting. The fact that everyone has a specific role in this formula, and at the end of the day it's benefiting both the villagers and the natural resources right here.
The local officials going against the forest rangers, that part of it is team building. It's a way of building trust.
Okay.
现在我们填表开始。
好。
老师，谁会最好吗？
The second part was about checking the finances of the villagers. How many people in that household work, whether there's any people with disabilities, and what type of financial aid do they usually get from the government.
现在那边我们先去挖东西。你说你的。
So they bought 88 electric stoves to give to the households of the forest rangers.
Another thing that they were giving out were these solar panels. That was just another way of trying to help or trying to provide for the households in that village without deteriorating the natural environment or exhausting the resources.
可以。
Going quite slow. There's no way that we can go faster because we have a lot of stuff here in the trunk, and so we really need to be careful.
3步到了吗？
After distributing, we went around to check on families.
对，我们要看一下。
哦，谢谢。
这个是他家建板立卡，这个是我们的护理员协议。现在必须要帮忙把主任给要。
说实话。
说实话。
你主要自然社会，你主要至少。
他想种一点药材，学一点技术呢，自己种一点药材。我们每个干部都有自己的光保护。啊？不是。
拜拜。
来，手。
拜拜。
Goodbye.
Oh no. Whenever I get too close to a kid, they start crying. I have this effect on kids. I don't know why. Don't cry. No.
叶子很大，对吧？他这样，哎，
你好。
哎，对，看他这也是腿裤裤。行，没有坏气那个，多好那个啥，那个等下指定好好整下个。检查了他们的线路，都说没问题，啊，也就如果有问题，我们要及时帮他们解决好。
他小时候这个环境也是那么漂亮，还是别的样子？
因为以前这里没划保护区的时候，也是老百姓也比较困难，他们就去有什么大的，他们都砍下来盖房子，对吧？然后是烧火，而现在是你做水泥钢筋房的时候，政府会出一半的钱给你，然后他们就感觉是现在是很漂亮。
Their journey from being poor, an impoverished family, to shaking off poverty. I think the fact that she was willing to open up to a complete stranger like myself, I feel very grateful for that. So, and she's walking us all the way outside. 谢谢奶奶，拜拜，拜拜。Day number 4 here at the village.
这3个小组是搬迁下来的，他们住在山上，对离子啊，对那些森林防化对破坏，对吧，有很大的影响。政府出钱 给他们盖了房子，
对
叫一地八仙，从上面搬到这里，
嗯，
然后后面是因为他们地在上面，我们就专门做了一个蔬菜帐篷项目，
这个材料他们自己买还是你们给他们？
这是我们给他们，
你们这是草莓。
Ecological poverty alleviation, it also invests in people, try to develop their talents, because the whole point of the poverty alleviation project is to let people help themselves. And by giving them the tools, by giving them the knowledge, the know how to be productive,
我们这里有一个皮葵户，也是护理员，他主要是养蜂。
有一个人在舌头做，是他吗？
对，是他。
这个是蜂箱
对，这个是以前的老蜂箱
啊。
新蜂箱嘛，这啥的？蜂箱一说了，
主要的呢，搁下面顾不了我的。
哦，有新的蜂箱，但是他不会弄
啊，
然后就新蜂箱里的蜂蜜全部死了。他们第一是守在这里看一下这边的山，徐护，便养好蜂蜜。他说这个是已经用了40多年了，他熊，也很喜欢吃蜂蜜，他们就搞了这些。
我什么鸟这么家别的我得发别的不发别的嘛。
现在为了保护资源，这些他们以前的这些都现在不让他们看了，去投资的那些蜂箱他不会弄，这个培训嘛，我们两个去另外一个村学习养蜂技术，我们学过了以后教他。
apparently that was an old-fashioned traditional way of beekeeping, which the local officials were trying to change into something more up to snuff with the modern standards. We moved to another village, which was a few hours' drive, to try to get answers.
现在我们来到这里是白马雪山国家级自然保护区，边界是国家公园里面。这个老师很厉害，养蜂专家。
他有新蜂箱，对，
新蜂箱。明天他那老百姓的话，那头六嘛的人家。
注意么地方时间，
我们采蜜的时候就是不能超过15分钟时间。
We were asking the expert all these questions, trying to get as much information. And so there was a theoretical part in our training course in the morning. And then there was a practical part.
Okay, this fume will help them relax.
你把这个帽子戴起来。
这个。
等一下不然会滴你。蜜蜂没见过你。
哦。
哎，对。
Ooh, so the beehive is made of different levels.
这是主箱。
Okay, no, this. Okay, I'm having a mini panic attack. I think it's safe to take this off. 下。
全部吃掉。对了。
I've never had honey.
全部吃掉。
Immediately from the honeycomb. This is so good.
太好吃了。
At one point, we were at a corner. I ended up having this mini panic because hearing all this buzzing, and by being agitated,
这个哪一边呢？背的。下去。这个下去。这个拿掉就没事了。没事，只一个是吧？
对，我觉得只有一个。没事。
这个带上。
I don't want to go back. This one now, there's a little bit of redness. I'm all right now. It's just I had this little panic moment, but I guess that's it comes with the job because you're dealing with animals, you're dealing with bees, and a bee stings. That's what a bee does. That incident was a lesson not to swat at bees, no matter how tempting it may seem, because that's just asking for trouble. it put the notion of respecting nature into perspective. Yeah, no, I just needed to take a break, to catch my breath.
After the bee incident, my job was coming to an end. And knowing that I was close to the natural reserve where the Yunnan snub-nosed monkeys were, I decided to go there and have a look.
We've passed the viewing platform and still no sign of the monkeys. They don't want to come out and greet us.
But luckily I was able to, with some help, to find a place where they were congregating.
Hey, it just jumped.
The snub-nosed monkeys of Yunnan are known for their nose. These are endangered monkeys. They are under state protection. I think seeing them so close, I think it was extremely majestic. It would be a great way of just wrapping up my journey.
谢谢你，谢谢你，好，
拜拜。
拜拜，拜拜，再见。Bye. My time in Diqing is over. After yesterday's crash course in beekeeping, Sanbu headed back to the village and I returned to Shangri-La on my way back to Beijing. I've never spent so much time in nature as I've done in the past week. All the good and not so good that I've experienced was worth it. It's definitely been an incredible experience, humbling for sure, definitely one for the books. Residents here have redefined their relationship with nature. They still depend on it for livelihood, but not in a parasitic way. They understand that with nature, it's either a lose-lose or a win-win scenario, and only healthy resources help support their trek out of poverty. That's the gist of ecological poverty alleviation. Protecting nature is protecting ourselves.